Want me to quit it? Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it's going to play. Your connection's probably not stable enough to play it.
Okay.
Okay.
Shut it
All
off.
right.
Stop sharing.
Okay, very good. Well, welcome everyone. So having a bit of weather in two locations. I'm on the East Coast tonight, and we have had a freezing rain all day, and we've had winds and what have you. So I've been on and off of Wi-Fi all day, and Ellie's having connections in Mexico. So it could be an interesting evening, but regardless, welcome. Thanks for joining us, and we're going to get started this evening.
I stopped it. Why is it still going? Wait.
It's in the Mardi Gras spirit, Ellie.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start off and just everyone tell us your name and where you're from. We'll just try to get this with just a brief introduction. Some of you I see have put your names on your picture, and maybe just tell us where you're from. So let's start off with Diane. Maybe tell us which club you're associated to, or what your connections are to RECCO.
Yep.
Go ahead, Diane.
I'm the president of St. City Rotary Club in St. Albert, Alberta. And I'm an associate member, or I will be very soon.
Very good.
Welcome.
Stacy, joining us by phone.
Hi, I'm joining you from Florida. I'm a regular maker-upper here on your Monday or your once a month evening meeting. That's hard to say.
Yeah, very good. Irene.
I'm from Edmonton, Alberta. I'm a member of the Rotary E-Club.
Sharon.
Oh, from rainy Chilliwack, British Columbia. And I'm a member of Rotary Club as well.
Kitty.
I'm Kitty Bucsko, and I am an associate member of the Best E-Club of Canada 1, and coming to you from Sarnia, which has a nice snow dump overnight. So we were, and wind, so we were plowing through all these drifts to try and get from our front door to the driveway. And yeah, so.
Good. David.
Yeah, David Wart. I'm a member of the club, and in Cochrane, Alberta, we're just coming out of the deep freeze. Reached zero today. Oh,
great.
Oh, beautiful.
Very good. Dietrich.
Dieter Brand from Medicine Hat, Alberta, minus 13 degrees, heading for minus 18. And I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Medicine Hat and an adjunct to the associate member who will yet introduce herself as Kit.
Yes. Vicky.
I'm going to take this off because I can't breathe.
Yeah.
I'm a member of the Rotary E-Club of Canada 1. I'm in Guatemala, and we had a foot of snow today. Not, thank God. But our volcano has been extremely active, and we've had ash for the last 2 days.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Cleaning up, cleaning up, cleaning up.
Jean-Michel.
Yes, Jean-Michel Crepin from Calgary, Alberta, and from the E-Club of Canada 1.
Good. Ethan.
Good evening, rather. My name's Ethan. I'm a prospective member of the Club Canada 1. I was involved earlier before the pandemic hit. I decided to kind of step off the hamster wheel and re-engage with the club.
Very good. Betty, so nice to see you.
Oh, it's so good to be here to see my family on the screen. So I'm from the newly chartered club. Yes, I did go to Mardi Gras when we had the convention. So you would recognize this if you were at the convention.
Yeah.
So went digging in the box, and when Ellie says dress Mardi Gras, you dress Mardi Gras. It's good to be here. Lovely to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Natasha.
Are you that from, I'm the newly chartered Passport Club from Northwest Spirit,
That's
District
right.
5370. Thank you.
Thank you. Natasha.
Hi, I'm Natasha from the Athabasca Rotary Club, Sergeant of Arms and PR Director and unofficial event planner. And I've joined you guys tonight to hopefully learn how we can plan our charter night a little more effectively and more fun next month. So congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Janet.
Hi there, I'm Janet from the Rotary E-Club of Canada 1, and I am so upset that I have a box of wigs in the top of my closet, and I was busy studying and totally lost track of time until the meeting started. So another time. Anyway, I'm in Georgian Bay, Ontario. I'm on Dry Island, right there behind you, freezing my butt off.
Thanks, Janet. Jim, DG Jim.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Ferguson from Skeleton Lake, Alberta, which is about 2 hours northeast of Edmonton. It's been freezing cold up here. We had minus 46, minus 47 for like 2 weeks. So I'm glad to say that right now it's minus 17 and getting warmer. I'm a proud member of the Rotary Club of Canada 1, and a charter member and a past president. So welcome to the guests that are here, and especially past District Governor Kevin.
Thank you. Kit.
Muted.
We'll come back to her.
I have
there you are.
An audio track.
Okay.
So Kit Brand, associate member of Rotary E-Club Canada 1. Oh, so fun. And regular member of the Rotary Club of Medicine Hat, where Dieter is too. And yes, we did get our stuff ready at the New Orleans gathering. And yeah, I miss it. I really miss it. Bye.
Good stuff.
That's right. Judy.
Hi, Judy Brown from Ajijic, Mexico, where it's 22 degrees right now and sunny. Sorry for all you folks in Northern Alberta, but it's going to get nicer for you. I'm dressed in my Rotary bling, Rotary, and I've got on my, my Mardi Gras. I'm a member of the club and on the board of directors and past district governor.
Hey, wait, Judy, was that the truth that you were feeling bad for us?
Yeah, I feel really bad. I really do feel bad for you. It's not a lie.
Exactly. Andrew.
Hey, my name's Andrew. I'm in Edmonton, Alberta, and I'm part of the new satellite Global Professionals Club.
Very good. Very good, Andrew. And Ellie.
Ellie, it's just setting up where there's more light. Oops, that was my chair. I'm Ellie. I'm a charter member of the E-Club. I'm in Manzanillo, and there's a very cool wind, and it's only been about 23 or 24 degrees, but we have no snow. And Ramiro, introduce yourself.
And I'm Ramiro Contreras.
Yes.
How do you call that?
What club are you with?
The Soyuz Rotary,
Yeah.
Soyuz Rotary Club.
Very good.
And that's it. I'm enjoying my long holiday.
That's
Call
great.
it a holiday. There's no holiday here.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, and we're going to introduce Kevin a little more formally in a few minutes. Kevin, where are you tonight?
Victoria, British Columbia.
Oh.
We had some snow, a pretty good snowfall, but today it was sunny and +8, so much better. It was a tough winter this past week.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Well, thank you. Okay, everyone, I'm going to ask you to mute yourselves. Pardon?
I have a little one that we talked about, a little thing here that we want to share.
Yep, I was just going to introduce that. I was going to ask everyone to mute themselves and.
Distinguished guests. I'm Doug Dyer.
a proud charter member and past president of this Rotary E-Club. I'm recording today from southern Portugal, where I'm 7 hours ahead of the time zone in Alberta. It's through the dedication of many wonderful members that this club has been able to grow and evolve and be in a position to support the program.
Well, that was a good try. That was Doug, who wanted to be with us tonight, but clearly because of the time difference is unable to join us from Portugal, where he's at, but he wanted us to know that he's thinking about us tonight. So appreciate that message from Doug. It was almost finished. I heard the whole thing before, so we didn't really miss a lot. So I'd like to welcome you all, as I said, here tonight, and it is our 8th anniversary for RECCO, as we like to refer to ourselves, the Rotary E-Club of Canada 1. We have lots of exciting things going on at the moment. One of them is the possible, we were hoping it was going to happen sooner than now, but it will happen in the next couple of months, to charter our new satellite club for global professionals. And it's been very exciting with Ellie at the helm to see that growing and all of our members supporting it. We think it's a great idea to be involving youth and branching out in that way. And it's just very exciting initiative for us. Also been working on our strategic plan and trying to get that finalized. And we've had some new members this year. So we feel we're having a pretty good year, and it's a very engaged club, really proud to be part of this club, and really love to see where we're going with it. It can only keep going up and up. So, and Jim, it's so nice that you could join us tonight. You're one of the charter members, and we're proud of you and glad to have you here with us tonight, and a couple of past presidents as well. So I'm going to ask Jim now to introduce Kevin.
Well, thanks a lot, President Tammy. In true E-Club fashion, I've created a little video to introduce past District Governor Kevin Hilgers. Kevin is a media specialist and has done a remarkable job when he was district governor in our district 5370. So hopefully it comes through okay. We'll see what progresses. Kevin Hilgers was district governor of Rotary District 5370 when we were chartered in 2013. Kevin has 2 daughters that were both youth exchange students, one in Japan and the other in Brazil. To this day, they are living the life we often hope exchange students evolve. Jasper is in Portland, Washington, working as a motion graphic animator, and Catherine resides in Berlin and is a data scientist doing big data for Lidl groceries, although she soon starts her new job working for a group that uses data to monitor the effects of pollution on trees in the European Union. Kevin was in broadcasting for 15 years, hosting radio shows in Western Canada. He is an entrepreneur with rental properties and other business interests in Victoria, British Columbia. Kevin was District 5370's youngest governor in 2012 to 2013. Highlights from the year as governor include the $1 Million Dinner, where over $4 million was raised for the Rotary Foundation. Following 2012 to 2013, the district received 2 awards at the Zone Institute in Philadelphia, which is all of Canada and parts of the United States. District 5370 had the highest membership increase in the zone and was the top district that formed 2 or more Rotary clubs. 3 years ago, Kevin and Jan left District 5370 and even our zone, moving to Victoria, where they own properties that they rent out. Victoria is in District 5020 and is one of the few areas in Canada not in Rotary Zones 28 and 32. Today, Kevin's active with the Rotary Club of Victoria Harborside and still looking to inspire clubs to grow, to stretch, to challenge themselves and those around them. Welcome back to the E-Club of Canada 1, Kevin. So
Thank you.
welcome, Kevin, and over to you.
Wonderful, thank you. So nice to be back in District 5370. Moving from a district and even the Rotary zone is quite a jaunt. And after you spend 10 or 15 or 20 years as a Rotarian in a district like District 5370, and then move to a different district, never mind a different zone, you leave a lot behind. So it's wonderful to get invited back to District 5370. And I see past District Governor Ellie. Ellie was District Governor a couple years before me and was encouraging of me to become District Governor. And it was quite a journey, and it was quite the road to get to that destination. And Ellie was just wonderful to encourage me and give me some pretty wise words. I see past District Governor Betty. Betty was a District Governor just a year or two after me, I believe. And so part of that tight-knit group that you work together as the governor before you and the governor after you to compare notes and lean on each other. And Betty had such wisdom, and I know still does, and such leadership that I was proud to be a part of. Betty, I remember going to your club and speaking at your club. We had a joint meeting with another Rotary club when we did that morning, and it was fantastic. Past District Governor Judy. You know, I would say one of my proudest moments was that $1 million dinner. And I'll never forget, days after learning I'd become governor, asking what it would take to get a Rotary International president to 5370. At the time, we had never had, I believe, a standing RI president in 5370. And we asked and we asked and we poked and prodded. And one day they phoned up and they said, Sakuji Tanaka can't make it on May 11th or whatever the date was. What about May 20th? And we thought about it for nanoseconds and said, you bet. And Judy and team were the concierge, I guess you'd call it, of RI President Sakuji Tanaka. And it was the wisest move of my year. I mean, the job you two did was incredible, and it was a very memorable event. So a real nice trip down memory lane here, everyone. So thanks for having me and giving me the opportunity to speak to your club. Governor Jim, President Tammy, welcome to the 8th anniversary of your charter. And yes, I can vividly remember 8 years ago in my living room, your charter evening. It was in Grand Prairie, of course, and the Rotary Club of Grand Prairie, and I think one other club in the city sponsored you. And I remember at the time, it was so revolutionary. Never mind meeting digitally. Maybe that was even the easy part, but the challenge, I think, was the concept of a Rotary Club that met online, not in person for the most part. 8 years and the few years before that, that notion was very unique. Can you imagine the raised eyebrows when the idea of a Rotary Club that didn't meet in person on a regular basis was pitched? Not just Rotarians, but organizations and individuals are always preferring status quo to new ideas. The same thinking as opposed to new thinking. The same direction rather than new directions. But where would we be without such thinking? I'm sure whoever came up with the idea of an E-Club for the first time, I can just picture, furrowed eyebrows. And 8 to 10 years ago in particular, meeting online may have been thought of as a doomed idea. How many times have we all experienced this sort of thinking, whether it's at club level or committee level, or even our own personal experiences, our own careers and communities, our families, even us as Rotarians, you and me, it's easy to get into that thinking of status quo. Rotary has many gifts, fun and friendship. I mean, look at you all there in your Mardi Gras outfits. Community service, networking, and developing leadership skills. It takes courage and leadership to pitch these crazy new ideas. Woody Allen said, if you don't fail every now and then, it's a sign you're playing it safe. With Rotary, you can try these new ideas. You can take some risk, and you can watch others around you presenting new pathways, and you can learn from them. Through osmosis, Rotary enables you to soak up the energy and the courage and the conviction, and in turn, grow your leadership skills. And this is something cool for someone like Ethan to keep in mind as you look at what Rotary has to offer you. A decade ago, how many thought that meeting online could possibly work? Watch how these new ideas are presented, the business plan and the sales pitch, the energy, and yet their respect and dignity when presenting these new directions. If they want to be successful, that has to be part of the package. We can watch how these are sold to us, and we can learn from it and follow their example. 10 years ago, imagine the thought of a governor of District 5370 whose host club is not meeting in person on a regular basis. Congratulations, E-Club of Canada 1. I'm sure when Jim was a charter member of the club, the thought of being governor one day wasn't in the cards. But in part, this club fostered that new direction for Jim and District 5370. Your club's initiative to charter an e-satellite club is another example of a wonderful leap of faith, of courage, and I think generosity. Generous in your time and effort to pass forward the gifts of Rotary. How many times have we heard the need to hold on to Rotary alumni so they stay in the Rotary family? Oh, we lose so many young exchange students and ambassador scholarships, etc. Many times, we've all said it, but fewer times has it been put to action. An e-satellite club under the umbrella of Rotary E-Club of Canada 1 to focus on young professionals. Many will be alumni, brilliant and brave, youth exchange students, ambassadors, graduates of Interact and Rotaract. Well done, Rotary E-Club of Canada 1. Another gift of Rotary is meeting people of different cultures. Most Rotary clubs have a geographical focus within their community. Many of the members can be like-minded because we all live in the same town or city, but an E-Club gives the opportunity of knowing on a personal level fellow club members from different corners of the world: Germany, Guatemala, Washington State, Ontario, Alberta. While many of us have to wait for annual international conventions to meet Rotarians from around the world, your club does it around the year. Congratulations, Rotary E-Club of Canada 1. 8 or 10 or 12 years ago, I'd suggest if you met at the Rotary International Convention in New Orleans or Montreal or Birmingham, a club that doesn't meet in person on a regular basis could even have a charter president that doesn't even live in the same district. That would be crazy talk. How could they possibly pull off successful water projects or take education and literacy programs to the next level like Project Amigo. You may have been met years ago. February 23rd was your charter event. Since then, you've met challenges. You've had successes. You've probably had a few not so successful initiatives, but remember Woody Allen, if you don't fail every now and then, it's a sign you're playing it safe. With Rotary, you can try these new ideas. You can take some risk. You can watch others around you presenting new pathways and learn from those. It's another gift that Rotary offers, and in turn lifts you up in your journey through life. Rotarians of Rotary E-Club of Canada 1, be very proud of what you do. Continue what you do. Share the gift of Rotary. Your E-Satellite Club is just another example of courage and conviction. And I hope we can all be back on the 10th anniversary of your club and welcome your E-Satellite members to the party. It's a party of fun, of fellowship, networking, developing leadership skills, community service. And that is Rotary International.
Thank you so much, Kevin. On behalf of the club and all of our guests tonight, it was really special to have you here since you were around at the beginning, and nice that you can comment and see where we've come from and where we're going to. We really appreciate your comments and your support. It means a lot. So I'm going to ask Ellie now to, she's prepared a bit of a photo gallery of some of the events that have happened for our club over the last while, the last 8 years. And after that, we're going to be checking on the answers to our trivia contest. So if you have your answers ready for that, or this might be a chance for you to gather those as well, and we'll go through them when the slideshow here is complete. Go ahead, Ellie.
Oh, well, Bucsko.
Yeah. Recognize some faces there. Bruce Kleberger and his wife, Ellie and Ramiro. It's great.
I intended to put some music with it, but ran out of time.
That's okay. It's interesting to watch these. For those of us who are not charter members, it's interesting to see how all of this started, and great pictures. That must have been after a successful meeting, was it? There's Betty.
Frank Yakimchuk was from Fort McMurray, right?
Red Deer.
Red Deer?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yellowknife.
Yellowknife.
Yes, we were in Yellowknife then.
Yes, Yellowknife. Yes.
That's right.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I was close. Well.
Yes. You were. You were in the northern part of the country.
Yeah.
Exactly. And our good friend Peter, no longer with us. Lots of good memories.
Oh, Peter Denoy.
Yes, very vibrant member.
He passed away?
He did.
Yes, he did.
Yes, yep.
A year ago, January.
Oh, he was a great man.
Yes.
Yep.
We miss him.
Sure was.
That's awesome.
That's
Amazing.
great. Yes.
I was looking for one of the past district governors.
Oh, wow.
Ellie and Romero worked us so hard.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's great.
Oh, Ann Matthews.
Yes, she was awesome too.
She was amazing.
Not a lady can go in a presentation.
Presentation?
Just another one.
That's exciting.
Yes, it is.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you, Ellie. Shows where we are on the map. Yes. Great.
Great job.
Happy birthday, RECCO. Very good.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's fantastic.
Very well done.
Okay,
Ellie.
thank you, Ellie. Well done. Appreciate
Beautiful.
that. Yes, absolutely.
Good job.
Oh, if everybody or anybody has pictures, it would be, there wouldn't be only pictures about Mexico, right? But I encourage everyone to share pictures that they have, so we
Share
can
them.
put them in club library. Thank you.
Exactly. That's great. Okay, so did anybody do the trivia contest? Kitty did. Anybody else?
I did.
Jim, good.
I did, yeah.
Okay, well, let's Ellie will pull that up for us and we'll start going through. It's quick. It's not a lot of questions. So let's see who got what. We do have some fabulous prizes for those who won, who get the most correct answers. So let's start off with the first one. And the question was, there we go. What date did the U.S. Supreme Court allow women to join Rotary? So 1 point for this one, 4th of May, 1987. Number 2. Name 2 of our current charter members of RECCO. We have some of them in attendance tonight, pretty much all of them except one. So if you named any of those 5, you'll get a point for each one. So that would be 2 points, I guess, actually. Okay, number 3. What U.S. president from Massachusetts was a Rotarian? John F. Kennedy. And if you know his hometown, it was Brookline, Massachusetts. Number 4. What is the name of DG Jim Ferguson's cat? And that was Romeo. Some of you do know that because Romeo has attended many of our meetings. So
He was just here, actually.
Yeah, exactly. Number 5. And what did the early emblem of Rotary International illustrate? At 1 point, if you got this, for civilization and movement. Number 5. Maybe the numbers are wrong. What do the initials NID stand for? It's National Immunization Day. Next one, number 7. The Rotary Club of Kansas gave $26.50 in 1917 to start, of course, the program we still know today, the Rotary Foundation. Number 8. Which famous Rotarian was expelled from a university? None other than Paul Harris.
Well,
Number 9. So the first female president of a Rotary Club was Dr. Sylvia Whitlock from the Rotary Club of Duarte in California, and that was on the 23rd of June, 1987. So not long after women were encouraged to join the clubs. So did any of you know that Jim went to high school in Fort Smith, Northwest Territories?
we did.
Yes, some of you should, yes. And next question. The first Canadian president, RI president, was Leslie Pigeon from the Rotary Club of Winnipeg, and that was in 1917 to 18. And the last one, our latest charity that we sponsor a student from in RECCO is for an organization called Himalayan Life, and they're based in Nepal. Yangri Valley is where our current student is from. So did anybody have, what was that, 20 points, I believe?
I think.
You just send, if you played the trivia, can you send your the number of correct answers to Ellie, please? Just through the chat box, you can send it directly to Ellie, and I'll announce it at the end of our fellowship assembly tonight. So I'm going to turn things over to our membership chair now, Sharon, who's going to encourage you to share some of your thoughts about RECCO. Go ahead, Sharon.
Hi, everybody. So we want to share some of your memories or your experiences or your get-togethers with RECCO members and or any of our projects over the last 8 years. Who would like to share something with us?
Well, I'd like to talk about the very beginning of the Rotary Club of Canada 1. At the very beginning, we used GoToMeeting. Nobody was used to meeting online. And I know the very first meeting that I attended, I didn't know anybody else except Ellie that was actually at the meeting. So as I was trying to figure out the controls, she nominated me for the vice president of the E-Club. And by the time I figured out the controls, it was too late. So that's how I ended up being the president, being a president in the Rotary E-Club of Canada 1. But it was, yeah, it was pretty daunting, as I would imagine. Here's Romeo. As I would imagine it is for lots of the new people that are here today, meeting online. So I thought I just wanted to share that with you.
Jim, that's very interesting. Usually it's when you do not attend a meeting that you get nominated or appointed to a position. So anybody else like to share?
I would.
Okay, Vicki.
We all know that being members of an E-Club has one downside, and that's that we don't get together face to face. So when a group of RECCO members came to Guatemala last January, and I got to actually be with them instead of just meeting on the internet, it was really fun to spend a week with them and show them around Guatemala and get to know them better.
It's awesome.
And I also was presented with the Paul Harris pin that Peter had suggested they bring to me, and so that was a sad, sweet moment.
That's wonderful. It's always nice to get these awards in person, I mean, belonging to an E-Club, but that's great. Kevin, did you want to share something?
I realize now the other club that helped sponsor your club was Stony Plain, right, Ellie? It was Grand Prairie and Stony Plain. I can't remember why we did 2 clubs, but I know that you were wildly active there. And anyhow, so that's the way it unfolded. So Stony Plain was the other club that was a sponsor.
There was one in Ontario, something water. Yeah, we
Okay.
had 3 clubs.
Three.
Oh,
Oh, 3. Okay. I didn't know that.
My former club. That's where I started my Rotary journey.
So Jim Kenyon has joined us. Hi, Jim. And then we've got somebody called Rotaract Highlanders. I'm not quite sure who that is. I see they've joined us as well.
That's Lynn.
That's who?
That's Lynn.
Oh, Lynn. Okay. Does anybody else want to join it? Share a RECCO moment or experience with us?
Not all at the same
Well,
time.
you know, maybe if nobody wants to, I asked Andrew to talk a little bit about his new club, but maybe
We'd love to hear from Andrew. Andrew, you haven't spoken up. We'd love to hear from you.
Sounds good. You're going to be on the spot, hey?
Can you put your camera on, Andrew?
Sure. I got to try this.
While we're waiting, you know, I realize now, Ellie, I don't think my club had anything to do with this, Ellie. It was sponsoring. I think it was mostly your club, and my club wasn't on it. I was thinking we sponsored another club in Grand Prairie with my club. So I didn't want to take credit where it wasn't due.
Yeah, I'll talk about that a little bit later when Andrew is.
Sure.
Is he going to talk?
Yeah. It's I guess maybe not a ton yet, but it's so far it's been a pretty interesting time because there's so many different people from a variety of different backgrounds and trying to just get an understanding of where everybody's at and be able to work together with completely different time zones and again different family situations. Earlier I had my 3.5-year-old daughter down here and she was running around screaming, so I kind of shuffled that away and hit it a little bit, but it's been an interesting time. It's been a lot of fun to be able to talk with people that are, again, just from different kinds of educational backgrounds and so involved with either the local communities or different kinds of projects. And we're pretty excited to be able to, again, get our feet underneath ourselves and to figure out what it is that we want to do. And again, try to navigate how we're supposed to do this, not only online, but cross continental borders and country borders. So a lot of really interesting stuff that we're trying to unpack, and we're working again very closely with Ellie and Tammy to be able to see how we can make this all become a reality. So I don't know, I guess that's kind of a synopsis where we're at so far.
You certainly have other challenges, Andrew, that we don't. We don't have little ones running around, but yeah, that's a fun part for you guys.
How many
You're also
continents?
busy.
Maybe Andrew can share with us how many continents are involved in so far to date.
Man,
or
that's a good
countries.
Okay, we have Finland, Germany, Brazil, Canada, Australia.
Italy? Do you have somebody from Italy?
No,
I don't
not
know.
yet.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Initially, yes.
Initially, okay, yeah. So just for a little background for some of the people, many of these new proposed Rotarians are Rotary alumni. And I know that one of my Rotary Youth Exchange students who we actually visited when she became a lawyer is from Brazil. And I know many of us have put forward names of our past alumni. Were you a past alumni, Andrew? No, you're brand new.
Yeah, brand spanking new.
Good for you. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Does anybody have any questions of Andrew or anything they want to ask him?
Andrew, what do you hope to get out of this exercise of becoming part of Rotary?
Great question. I think I'm kind of discovering that as I go, to be honest. Personally, for me, my father's been involved quite a bit with Rotary, and it's something that he's had a lot of experience with that I can't say I have yet. Being able to meet other like-minded younger professionals across the globe is very interesting to be able to, again, maybe collaborate and get some different perspectives on how they're tackling different kinds of issues, either that they're facing in their own countries or even bouncing ideas around. I mean, we even had a really neat conversation just around parental leave, of all things, because I just got off parental leave after having our second child. And it was interesting, again, to talk about the different kinds of challenges that different countries have with the way that their governments provide time off or don't provide time off, or how businesses are required. So I think where I'm at right now is really, again, just trying to get a different understanding of different ways to approach different issues across local and, I guess, cross-boundary, I guess, geographies for it. And then again, it'd be very neat to figure out how we're going to do these kinds of projects and make sort of a difference as we try to figure out how we want to be leaders.
Awesome, thank you. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to ask Andrew or share with him? I just want to touch a minute on pod meetings. Ellie has showed a few instances where RECCO does try to get together with each other when we're in some kind of a geographical nearness to each other. And I'm on the road to Vancouver Airport. Chilliwack is just off the freeway. So I have been very fortunate that Ellie and Ramiro they've come off freeway, taken that 5-minute detour, and we've had soup and coffee and visits. And I think many of us like to do these geographical get-togethers when we're able to, for sure. Yeah, that's fun as well. So we're not just an online, meeting once a week. If we can get together physically and go out for dinner, and I know that I think one time we went to some horse racing, and so if we can get together geographically, that's a bonus of our club. Yeah.
Hi, Sharon. It's Judy here. Yeah, so while we've got Andrew on the line, the best part of Rotary is meeting in person. So, luckily we have had a few opportunities to get together with our fellow Rotarians. The first one was when Peter Denoy came to visit Ron and I at our home at Crystal Springs, Pigeon Lake, Alberta. But the next one was when we went, Ron and I went to London, and we met with Keith Evans. We had dinner together in London, right by London Bridge, and it was great. And then we had another opportunity at our home again at Pigeon Lake, where President Tammy and Keith came to our home, and we had a lovely lunch together. So those are sort of the highlights that I can remember of fellowship, face-to-face, person-to-person with our Rotarians. It's really, really nice to have Andrew as part of our club now.
Don't forget about our meetings with Ellie.
Oh, and Ellie, lots of meetings with, Ron is talking. There. Okay, you say it, honey. There.
We've had some wonderful meetings with Ellie.
And Ramiro.
She is so dear. And look at Wax. Look at Ramiro. You look normal now. Anyway, we've had some wonderful, wonderful get-togethers, not only here, but also in Astoria, their lovely house.
And at Project Amigo.
And at Project Amigo. So all around it, it's been a wonderful, wonderful event.
Oh, lovely. Lovely, Jim. Well, I'm going to turn it back to Tammy, unless there's anybody else that wants to share.
Can I share a pod meeting? No.
Yeah, go
David
ahead.
wanted to share something.
David?
And a word too, after David.
Yes.
David, where are you? I didn't see you. Okay, there you are. Hi, David.
I was reminded by Jim when he was talking about the go-to meeting that we started out with, and it may have been our second or third charter night anniversary, and I've been away, and my wife, we could dial in by phone, and so my wife was driving, and I came into the meeting by phone, and I think it was DG Tim Shields was the district governor, and he was commenting about how good to have the go-to meeting that you could sit at home and attend the meeting. And then when he found out that I was actually sitting in the car being driven along, he thought, oh, that's really terrific. Next time he'd have his wife driving, then he needed to do 10 meetings.
Oh, that's good. Vicky, go ahead.
I just wanted to say, Nosberto, who's not a member of our club, but attends our meetings when he spends his half year in Canada, which he hasn't been able to do this year, of course. So we met on RECCO meeting, and because he's from Guatemala, we kept saying how we should get together. So one day I got a phone call from him saying, I'm in San Antonio looking for your facility. I wanted to come and get together with you. And I said, well, Nosberto, I'm in Montreal. So, so that didn't work. And then the next time when I came back, then I called him and said, if you're going to be around, we could get together. And he said, well, I'm in Ottawa. So it took us about 4 times before we were both in the same country at the same time and had a pod meeting. So that was fun. The other thing I wanted to say is, at this pandemic, almost every Rotary Club is meeting on Zoom. So even though, the PDG said how everybody just thought it was a crazy idea, we really were at the forefront and probably gave a lot of clubs courage to go ahead and do this because they saw that it worked.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. That's a good reminder, Vicky. We've had lots of pod meetings. Yes, I was just going to say we've had lots of pod meetings in Alberta too. Jean has hosted us many times at his place, numerous Rotarians, David, of course, and we've met up a few times. So it's great when we can gather that up. Go ahead, Ellie.
Well, I want to go back a little bit further in history when in 2010, Rotary International announced that, districts could now have e-clubs. And with us just in the process of spending 6 months in Mexico, I asked our district governor, will we have an e-club in our district? And that district governor happened to be Kevin. And he said, sure, go right ahead. So that's basically how it started. And it was basically Bruce and myself who made it all happen. Bruce and I succeeded in the chartering, and then with the help of the Stony Plain Club. And because there was a club in Ontario in 7010 who was trying to charter and they just couldn't get enough members, so they joined our part, but they all left. And here we are, we still are here 10 years later. So, I must say I'm very proud of everything that we have accomplished. And I'm so happy that we have recovered from some of our little obstacles, but we have a great team together. And I have met pretty well, I think, everybody in person. I haven't met Kit yet, but I think I've met everybody. And those are really some of the highlights, getting together with our e-club members. I think Tammy was one of the first ones. She was in course in Edmonton, and we were living in our motorhome.
Yes.
And I said, well, just come out our way. So that, it's amazing how long distance relationships do work. I can see now how they can develop. Yeah, it's great. I think we have a great team.
Exactly.
Yeah. And thank you, Tammy, for your amazing leadership. You've been well, you still are. You're a great.
Go ahead, Irene.
And David for stepping in. And
exactly.
Yes.
I'm new to this club. So I've been meeting, a couple months now?
Yeah.
And what's the picture that I'm getting in my head is I'm an innovation professional. So I teach people to innovate by design. And this club reminds me of what we say, learn quick, fail less, or don't fail at all.
Yeah. Yes, that's good. Oh, that's awesome, Irene.
Kind of reminds me of that.
Thank you. That's fun. Well, if you have a glass nearby, I'll ask you to grab it. We're going to make a toast to Rotary International. So here's to Rotary International, an organization whose members for a century plus really have created access to education, empowered communities, pushed polio to the brink of eradication, and most of all have improved lives around the world. To Rotary.
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 Very good. Well, that officially ends our fellowship assembly, and we really appreciate those of you who have joined us as guests and our own members, of course. And we hope to see you at the next one. It's always the third Tuesday of every month. And our next one is going to be featuring our projects, somewhat of a project fair. So we look forward to your participation then as well. So cheers to everyone, and thanks again for coming.
Cheers, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Special thanks to Kevin.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks,
Kevin.
Kevin.
Yes.
Awesome to see you.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thanks for
enjoyed
the
it.
link, Kelly. I finally got on and I just sent it to Kit, so she's going to miss it